What's good, everybody? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Are we going to wait for a couple more people to show up, or is everybody on board right now? All right, we're broadcasting live from an undisclosed location in downtown Los Angeles. This is super exclusive, super private. We're socially distancing ourselves. Very small crew here, I swear. There's like one dude just running around doing everything right now. First of all, welcome to the first episode of LostResort, a weekly show featuring artists and their music. And today we got a very special guest. This is, we kind of have to play it by ear and switch things up because obviously the world is going through some shit. And today we're celebrating my homegirl TOKiMONSTA and her album release, Oasis Nocturno. So without further ado, let's introduce my friend TOKiMONSTA. Hey, no audience here to clap it up. Hey, what's up? How are you? Are we on? Can we confirm there's
6 feet away from each
people watching, or we've measured the chairs? It's close enough. It's close enough. There you go.
It's far. Okay.
So we're streaming from various different partners that are involved here. We got IG lives going off. We got Twitches, Facebook lives, but some of the partners here, we have Beatport, Billboard, FLAUNT, and Dancing Astronaut. Thank you to all the partners who are helping us in this digital listening party. Is that what you would call it? Digital listening party, I guess. Yeah, a live stream. And there's tons of live streams going on right now because everyone is adapting to the circumstances. But I appreciate you guys tuning into this one right here. And it's a celebration, right? Album is dropping what date? Tomorrow. So this is just...
Or midnight.
Yeah, and today is the listening party. This is like kind of better because if you were planning to do an actual listening party in Los Angeles, which would have been limited to a certain amount of people coming through, you had to kind of be in the city.
True. Yeah.
So this is almost like a better circumstance because everyone here gets to listen to the album 24 hours early. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go through the album. But before we do, last couple of days been crazy for everybody. I feel like the world has changed in 5 days. How have things been for you? I know a lot of things have changed with touring and stuff.
Yeah, for me, like most musicians, tons of things got canceled. I was supposed to play Coachella, which got rescheduled. But at the end of the day, music isn't canceled. And all these dates that are happening, they're not really canceled. I think everything will just get rescheduled. And if we can just really see that light at the end of the tunnel, it's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay at the end, or it'll work out the way that it's meant to.
Did you originally kind of panic, like, what am I going to do with my live show stuff? Or was it more like an instant, like, let's find solutions,
More like, let's find solutions. Also kind of a blessing in disguise, too. I mean, I had this tour set up on the heels of Coachella, right? And the album comes out tomorrow. So I would have had, everyone would have had the album for, maybe a little less than a month, just a few weeks, really. And then I'd be going out and touring it. So in a sense, people really get to learn the album and listen to the music while we're all stuck at home. And by the time I go out on tour, everyone will really know, what the vibe is.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a more clarity while you listen to the album, or maybe take things in while everyone's kind of home a lot, You can enjoy a book without more distractions or meetings you got scheduled throughout the day. You can sit down and actually enjoy a 5-hour straight moment,
Yeah, just sit there, stream it, listen to all those podcasts, listen to an album too.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And
you had just finished not finished, but you had all these rollouts going on right before all these cancellations started happening. You had singles out. Yeah. I guess the only thing in the rollout that kind of didn't happen was the actual release event. But what was your mind state going into this album and the making of this album? Inspirations or whatnot?
The album is called Oasis Nocturno, and I have this running theme with all my albums where it really encompasses around nighttime, night culture, what it's like to be awake when no one else is. And for this, it's the same, the idea of an oasis is this special place you find in the desert. You're parched, you're tired, you're in this search for something to kind of revive you, and you just find this special place in the middle of the night that kind of brings you peace, and that's kind of the idea. When you listen to the album, it's sort of meant to be a discovery of dusk till dawn. So like it'll start out like more energetic, kind of like you going out with your homies, that kind of vibe, until it gets more introspective towards the end, where it's like you at home by yourself and just with your own thoughts. So you can kind of feel that, and that's the way I like arranged everything. And yeah, I'm really proud of this album. It's something that I worked really hard on, and in a way, like this is the album I'm the most proud of up to date in many ways, because I really wanted to present a full and complete idea and a full and complete theme. And you know, you were in the music video and stuff, so we're going for something kind of trippy and surreal. So
I imagine the Oasis or this album to be something that'll get people's mind off of the madness, you know, every day in the media with constant talk of the coronavirus, you know.
yeah,
I imagine this Oasis Nocturno to be the place I'd find a vaccine for coronavirus, you know.
I think so.
Yeah,
No
this
promises,
is you might find it. Should we get into the album? Let's get into the listening portion of that. We're gonna go through each song, have a little chat about each song. So let's talk about this first track.
Okay, cool. So, wait.
Should we just play it first and then talk about it?
Yeah, we should play it, but we're gonna play games?
Okay, yeah. Why don't we? Should we just take just an inaugural shot
Yeah.
first? Why not? We don't need a game for this one.
You gotta teach everyone about the
Which one are we doing?
the lemon. Oh, we don't even know.
All right, here we go. This is we're doing a little soju shot to kind of it's a party. It's a listening party. Literally, that's in the title. So we brought some party materials.
Okay.
Why don't you crack it open? This is a chamisir fresh, which is the drink of our people, soju as we call it. And we're gonna take a shot here to celebrate your album. Here, let me pour you a shot.
Okay. Thank you.
Usually we're not supposed to use hands, but I'm using 2 hands today because it's a party over here. You know what I'm
you're not
saying?
supposed
Oh,
to
you
pour
know?
your
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forget.
There we go.
Totally forgot my tradition, right?
I
Cool.
mean, all right.
Here, if you guys are out there too, please take a shot with us to celebrate the release
Nothing
of
else
the
to do,
album.
right?
Cheers.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Hear the voice of my ancestors. All right, cool.
It's like orange juice in the morning.
All right, so why don't we just play the song and then talk about it
Yeah.
after? Cool. While the music's playing? Oh, okay.
Hope you guys are ready to.
On the IG Lives or wherever you're watching from, tell us what you think. If you have any questions or whatnot, we're gonna be watching those too to answer the questions. So there's games on this table. Like I'm trying to figure out what the games are.
Yeah.
What's decoration and what are the games?
This one is the best one. This guy is not a game. Fuck this thing, by the way. It's so.
Oh yeah, the teeth thing. I've seen this. Lewis, if you go on any of our IG lives and see any questions that you might, or any comments, let us know too.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we doing?
Okay. This game is so fun. Okay. You take your finger and you just press one tooth down, but you
one
don't know
tooth
when it's
down.
gonna chomp on you.
Yeah, I seen this. I'll go first. What the? What the fuck? Are you serious? I chose the one tooth that chomps down? That was ridiculous. Oh my god.
Okay, you got a drink. Okay. I have PTSD from playing this a different time. I'm super scared. Okay.
Wait, this is defected or some shit. This is defected. This has to be defected.
I think You know, we have so many things that we're concerned with at the moment, mainly our health, the health of our loved ones, and music is the thing that saves us, right? When we're down, it's something that we can turn to that can complete us, you know? Like, when you're sad, there's a sad song for you. It's catharsis, it's like therapy, and if you listen to a song and it can take you away for just that one moment, it's helping. That's what I hope this album will do. Like, in that moment when we're all struggling, just have that moment to just be like, damn, I feel really good right now. And, you know, I can only hope that's what it will be for people, but yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that song. What was that song called?
So that song was called Love That Never. Ooh.
Oh, let's stop it. Hold on, let's talk about it a little bit. It's a good intro. It feels like we're stepping in. It's like at the beginning of the journey here. The Love That Never.
Yeah. And that was the very first single. So that one's already out, and I know a bunch of you guys have already seen it and seen it. Okay, heard it, but also seen the music video. Yeah, it is the intro to this whole album, and the idea behind it is this idea of like, what is love, right? And that was a really way to. Anyways, and I'm gonna have that song.
I've been trying to figure that out for years.
I know. So it's like a really cliche concept, right? But, you know, as cliche as love can be and like our obsession with it, it's a real thing. But we focus so much on loving other people and being loved by other people that the reality is you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. And this song is kind of about that. I know it doesn't have a whole lot of lyrics, but that's the mentality I had. And this idea of like a really intangible love that doesn't touch you, it doesn't say anything to you. It's just this love that you have for yourself that fills you up no matter what, and how important that kind of is.
I think that's why I've never been able to fall in love. I only like myself, you know. I'm all right. So, okay, let's move on. All right, so we're going to keep it pushing. This game is defected, by the way. You're supposed to push a tooth down, and we both pushed the wrong one apparently the first time. Should we test it out real quick if it is defective? Oh, wait.
Okay, that'll be a turn. I'll let you pass.
Wait, so we literally pressed the wrong one from the jump?
I mean, we'll see.
All right, okay, cool. We're going to go into the second song. This is the TOKiMONSTA album listening party online, streaming everywhere. Let's keep it pushing to track 2.
Cool. So this one is called One Day. It's with BB Borelli and John Doe. This is this is the third single that came out. And
think that I'm too guarded, they think I'm too hard. Just cause I cry in my room don't mean I don't cry at all. I've never been into playing the victim. I've never been into being just another princess in someone else's kingdom. You mad at me, you've been sleeping good. I've been waiting, I've been putting work in. You've been late, trying to get the fuck about this place. They don't know how it feels. Young girl with a big heart, yeah.
I can't believe I got the wrong one the first time around.
I have no idea.
But I'm a young girl with a big heart on me. Me and my
All right, that was a fair game.
One day I'ma cut my twin brother from Maybach.
Lower it a
One
little
day
bit.
I'ma go back to my old high school and scream. Told you, Mr. Danis, I told you, Mr. Danis.
It's going too low, right?
Told you, Mr. Danis. One day I'ma look back and be glad I never gave up. One day I'ma look back and be glad that I broke up with my jealous ass ex-boy, man, he a hater. One day I'm
That's
my
perfect.
prayers. One day I'm my prayers. They don't know how it feels. Young girl with a big heart.
Electrical tape fixes all. In case you guys want to know the tip to touring, it's electrical tape. It's hot. It's the best drinking game that we
Oh, that's
have.
great.
All it does is point, and there's only us two, so it's either I'm drinking or you're drinking.
It says no. This is great. Actually.
Yeah, I bought that at Art Box in Korea.
Oh,
I
that's
was like, this seems like a good idea. It's on sale. Probably because Koreans don't need a finger being pointed at them to drink anyway.
Maybe I've been in this game too long. Lemonade stones, feeling like Mike Jones. Bad bitch, give me sick, I'm Don John. I spit poetry, no Love Jones. And you gon' see me,
Have
but
you
you
heard of John
never
Doe
see
before?
my pain.
Yeah.
When you got up
Sick.
in the rain, what you say?
Show us the what?
Young girl with a big heart, yeah.
We are almost halfway through.
But I'm a young girl with a big heart on me. Me, yeah.
Disinfecting the insides, you know? Hand sanitizer for the outside, soju for the inside.
This is a how to make your own hand sanitizer tutorial right here, guys. Some lemon and some soju, mix it up. That was track number 2. What was that song called again?
So it's called One Day, and it features Bibi Borelli and John Doe.
And I remember we talked about this before. They've never met before, right?
yeah.
And then they just collabed over. You sent it to each person after.
Yeah, I worked on it with both in studio, and yeah, this was the song that took the longest to make. I had 3 sessions with Bibi, and it's because the sessions were like half working on the song and half therapy. We're just like talking about dudes and like life, and it was cool. You know, it's a way to really not just be in there to work and to grind, but to really get to know the person that's making art with you. So
Right.
she's super dope. She wrote, she's known for her own music. She has a really awesome song called Ballin', and she was the main writer for Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna.
Sick.
And that really big song that Demi Lovato has right now, I don't know the name. It's the one that she sang at the Grammys, but like Bibi wrote that one too. John Doe is out of Chicago, and she's just amazing. She's like a rapper, and she's a singer. And I remember telling you last time too, she's one of the few people that can go in the studio and cut her entire verse
Yeah.
without having to punch in. And punching in is like when you're like, you do like 2 lines, you have to stop, and then you have to go back in and then record the next 2 lines and stop. She can do her entire verse from start to finish.
It's very like old school style where
Yeah.
people had limited tape to
Yeah,
record, and you got to
exactly.
go from the beginning to the end. You
Yeah.
know, you couldn't afford punching in or nothing like that. I noticed a lot of the artists you work with too aren't. A lot of them are just are songwriters for bigger pop stars and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, how do you end up linking up with them? End up using them as the main feature on your songs?
You know, with a lot of them, they're really big songwriters, but they're still artists. Their solo projects are just never, or not as big as maybe the things that they've been put on. And like Bibi has really, really big songs on her own, and I just really liked her vibe, and she's like one of the craziest writers I've ever worked with. She doesn't really write things down. She goes in the booth and she freestyles everything
Yeah.
line by line. And it's a very rare thing to see. And I just sit in the studio going, how does she do that? You know?
Yeah. That was dope. Let's keep it moving. Here's some more stuff. I know people are getting excited to hear joints that weren't released as singles, so it's gonna get even more exclusive as we go. What do we have next here?
So perfect timing. So this is Get Me Some, and it features Drew Love from They and Dumbfoundead.
Oh, what a surprise. I had no idea this was gonna be on the album, but this is, I've actually never met Drew Love, so this is funny. Even the last song, you're talking about these 2 artists we've never met, and just yesterday before I came here, Drew Love hit me up. It was like, you snapped on the verse, and I was like, you made it easy. That was our first ever interaction, which was
fire.
cool. So, one more time, introduce the song from your own words here.
So the song is Get Me Some, and it features Drew Love from They and Dumbfoundead.
Get Me Some featuring Drew Love and myself, and I haven't released anything in quite a while, so I'm definitely honored to do something with my homegirl right here, TOKiMONSTA, who I've known for about 10 years or so. So here we go.
Longer.
Oh, I know, probably
No,
right.
I mean, yeah, it's hot.
Shake it, break it, make it touch the floor. Come on, move me pick her back up again. I'ma push her up on it, on it. Let's take this to the
Yeah, the homie Danny knew Drew Love too, I guess when he visited Korea or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Danny Shun?
Yeah, Danny
Oh,
Shun.
cool.
I guess they hung out when he was out there.
Yeah. Drew's super nice. He's like,
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like,
he's also like a really good writer and like
Yeah.
for a bunch of people. You gotta teach everyone the lemon thing.
oh yeah.
It's like the coolest thing. I love teaching all my like
It does work quite perfectly.
Yeah.
It really does.
resourceful in these times.
Big old day, keep my back up against the wall till I can move. Can I grip it?
Should we do a little spinaroo?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
That thing on my face.
I'll just do this one?
Yeah, we'll do it without the shot glass in it.
Okay. Yeah,
The last time I put a shot glass in it, it just keeps going in one direction.
Right. Very simple game. You just spin that thing and whoever lands on. It's not even a game, really.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Perfect.
Oh!
I'll take that with you. All right, let's
There
go.
you
Oh, this is more me, actually.
Just so you guys know, it says nah, which basically is finger, and it just says you,
Just
as in
me,
you're
you.
the ones, you guys are the ones drinking right now too. You know, it'd be a good drinking game if we like pick teams, and if you guys are out there by yourself, you can drink with me or you can drink with them, and then we'll get daytime wasted.
Can I pay with your panty line?
We can make a baby Yoda anytime off the Henny, the Jamie, or the Remy. My them gals never let me down. Just wait. You a candy painted 67 Mustang. And my favorite thing to watch like a mukbang. So fine, even haters could have slut shame. Swear you finna be my thing if you just wait.
I just want to point out that might be the first time mukbang was used in a rhyme. I don't know. Check on Genius. We'll see.
Do you think anyone else used Baby Yoda yet?
Maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Yeah. That's still a pretty fresh one, but it went viral, so who knows? Yes. TOKiMONSTA. We are here to celebrate the album release, Oasis Nocturno. This is the online digital listening party. Last minute, we find solutions. We had a party organized with an art exhibit. Maybe eventually we'll probably get to that at some point, right?
100%.
What was the art exhibit part like about, as far as what you were planning to do, I guess, or people can expect, I guess?
I mean, just to have like an audio-visual experience and not just be like you go into a room and you're listening to stuff. It's you're listening, and you're watching and appreciating just art in general, not just mine. So it's also like putting on other people, letting other people shine. I was gonna have really amazing people come to DJ, but
Hey. Hey, but you know, for the people out there who weren't able to come anyways, this is a nice little treat for you. And also, that last song is a collaboration between me, TOKiMONSTA, and Drew Love, half of They, right? And we actually haven't collabed almost ever in our whole careers. Actually, she produced a couple of joints way early on in my first album, over 10 years ago, which is super rare stuff. But it's just kind of crazy. We've known each other literally over a decade.
Yeah.
And that was almost like the first time we've done an official collab. So make sure you check that out. I haven't spit a verse on a project in the last like almost a year, you know? So I appreciate you having me on that.
yeah, thanks for being a part of it. It's cool too, because like the beat kind of has like a throwback kind of like blowed vibe to it, and also I like the verse you did because it also felt like really like of an era and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's super nostalgic and a really fun track, and I hope you guys all like it. You'll be able to listen to it tomorrow.
Cool. Let's keep it pushing. We still got a lot of tracks to go through. This next one is the 4th track. Why don't you introduce it?
So the fourth track is actually the most recent single that came out last week. It's called Renter's Anthem, and you know, it's a fun little weird dance song to hopefully brighten your day. I know everyone's cooped up inside, but dance alone. Is that weird? It's a little weird.
Nah,
it's
everyone.
not weird.
That's no. We're living the TikTok era. Everyone dances alone.
That's
now.
actually very true.
That's the only way to dance now, alone. No dancing partners allowed. Okay.
Maybe TikTok like prepped everyone for this.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen people like into that weird coffee? It's like a TikTok thing, but it came from Korea. It's called like dalgona coffee.
No, I didn't
It's
see
like
that one.
it's a big trend. It's like instant coffee, sugar, and water, and they like whip it, and everyone's like making drinks out of it. But it's a TikTok thing.
Oh, really? That's a weird challenge. Yeah.
The making coffee challenge, started by the Koreans.
That definitely sounds like a Korean challenge.
Koreans love coffee.
They love their coffee.
Man, kopi.
Kopi.
Have you seen that?
Kopi 마시자.
Have you seen that thing where they ask a Korean man to say copy or coffee?
I did see that. Yeah.
It's the same, you guys. We'll never know. Do you think that if someone has the same accent, that they'll know if someone says kopi or kopi, that they'll know which context they mean it?
Ooh, I don't know. Nah, you gotta say. Korean is interesting because if you don't say English words into the Korean way,
100%.
they'll never get it.
Yeah, you
know?
have to say it with a Korean accent. You can't say McDonald's, you have to go
McDonald's. Yeah, you can't say taxi. You gotta say taxi.
Taxi,
Yeah,
yeah.
that little subtlety they'll never get. You know, like why didn't you just say taxi? Like,
Yeah. Even like when I go to a Korean drinking place, if I ask for a lemon, I can't say lemon. I have to go, oh, lemon. You have to say it with the accent. They're like, oh yeah, I got you. They like come and bring out like 20 of them. Like,
oh yeah. You gonna do it? Oh,
Alright.
you got to smush it a little bit, right? Is that
yeah,
what-
it's pretty soft though.
Yeah.
So, got a little. So this is a Korean drinking hack. Soju tastes better with a lemon. And you can take the lid from the soju cap, put it to the side of the lemon, and bore a hole.
So resourceful.
I know. Look at that. Here, let me see your soju shot.
Oh dang. Okay, with the lemon,
Fire.
that's the good shit right there.
Some room.
It also can be used as a homemade hand sanitizer. Don't take my word for it, though. I don't want to get in trouble for that.
CDC.
Yeah.
It's like watching us right now.
Yeah, I know.
Usually
does
you like jab stuff in there
I feel
too.
like it's gonna taste a lot better. That already looked kind of good. Like my mouth is watering.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
What else are you guys doing to stay sane during this time?
Stay sane.
Drinking? No, I'm just kidding. That's quick.
Yeah.
Do we have to repeat the question that you said? So someone asked what we're doing to stay sane during these times. I said drinking, but that's not my official answer.
Stay
Working on
sane.
music.
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
I think that's the key. You gotta keep busy. You know, there's ways to use social media in a fun, communicative way,
Yeah.
but really, if you're on it too much, it could just fill you with nonsense in your
Yeah,
head. you know?
100%.
Yeah.
So also, if you guys want something to do, me and my friends did a group FaceTime and played categories while drinking, but you know, you don't have to drink, but playing categories with your family over FaceTime, it's pretty fun. If you guys have suggestions for group games that you can play over FaceTime or Google Hangout, please let me know. All our friends are just cooped up at home. We're like, how do I see you?
They're like asking for your help, and you're like, no, you let me know. I need help.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I need your answers right now, you guys.
Who was that again?
Oh, so that's Renter's Anthem. It is a little dance song that I made. Good housey vibe, something energetic. I dropped it last weekend. I think, you know, at a good time, you know, a lot of us are just super down, and it was during the height. I feel like it really escalated on Thursday of last week. It's like Wednesday you're cool, still going to see your friends. Thursday you're locking your doors and, you know, keeping a bat nearby. You know, like the vibe changed so much in just between those 2 days.
Right,
and
right.
I dropped this song on the Friday, and I thought it was just a good time because people just need to, you know, like center ourselves and be chill. Like we need to be responsible for the health of others and ourselves and everyone's well-being, but also, you know, it's okay to be optimistic and to remind ourselves that, you know, this too shall pass. And
That sounded
that's
like
the
a
song.
fun song. I could just imagine just with my socks on the wooden floor, dancing, shuffling with a Swiffer, you know, while I'm Swiffering the floor.
Yeah.
You know, I got that vibe. I pictured myself dancing alone. Yeah, in a real non-lonely way, trust me. I still have fun by myself. But.
Yeah, because then we'll put you on TikTok and then.
All right, let's keep it pushing. What's the next joint?
So the next song is another instrumental. It's called Up and Out.
Up and Out. Dope.
Let's answer some more questions.
Someone said doing push-ups for TOKiMONSTA is amazing.
Someone's doing push-ups right now?
Oh, nice. All the gyms are closed, so get it, you know?
Let's see. Advice for someone trying to get into recording, mixing, and sampling.
This is the time to do it. Time to learn anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, no specific advice. I think if you want to get into recording, mixing, engineering, you have to just download a program and
Be obsessed with it.
yeah. I mean, I started off by just watching YouTube tutorials and it helped a lot. So, yeah, day by day. It's a really steep learning curve in the beginning. It seems really, really hard when you start producing, but then, you know, it gets a lot easier. And then from there, you can even sort of level up from there and
Yeah.
constantly learning. That's what makes music so fun is you're always like learning new tricks and like new gear comes out, new styles emerge, and you can always challenge yourself. So, should we read some? Casey, do you think you can read some of the Instagram TV ones? You just. Oh, you can. So someone asked what my favorite part of the new album is, and
Have you gotten there yet?
I mean, they're all kind of my favorites. Kind of like you have 11 babies. Which ones are ugly and which one's your
Right,
favorite?
right.
So it's really hard to say. I really like the song that's playing right now. I like that I put in a lot of instrumental tracks for myself and for like all my listeners. I know like I started off as an instrumental artist, and I want to make sure that I stay rooted in that, and you guys all have those like vibey, nonverbal songs that are more of a mood, and this is an example of one of them, and there's several more later on.
What is your favorite type of visual art?
What's my favorite type of visual art? I don't know, I really like animation, like all sorts, like from The Simpsons to like Naruto or Dragon Ball to like Rick and Morty, you know?
How do you decide which tracks you want to put vocals on and which you want to stay instrumentals?
So someone asked like, how do I decide if I want vocals on a track or not? And
That's a pretty good question, actually.
yeah, it kind of depends on what it needs. You know, sometimes a song is so empty, but I can't work on it any further, and I'm like, this isn't enough, and I think a vocalist will really add something to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just keep working on the song, and there's no room for vocals on it at that point.
Right.
Sometimes I have a track that can go either way, and if I decide not to go with vocals, then I'll work on the production more and add like a lead and stuff to make it catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This album really does have a very like Coachella-ish Oasis kind of vibe. Like this one especially, it kind of
Yeah,
feels
that's
like.
what happens when you start eating a lot of mushrooms, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever microdosed?
I have. I actually, I dropped acid on the first day of our quarantine this past Sunday. And I started off the quarantine with acid. Now I'm like, where do I go from here?
Oh man.
This one is dope. This is dope. For those also on the IG Live who might not be able to hear us because this mic isn't connected, you can also go to your Facebook, right?
Yeah, so it's available on my Facebook, and are there any other locations? This is
Beatport's Twitch.
Yeah, you can go to twitch.tv/Beatport, or you can go to TOKiMONSTA's Facebook,
Whoa.
and then you can hear our direct microphones talking. This is just for the IG Live people who are tuned in, who might
Yeah.
want to hear some of these questions and answers a little more clear. So one more time, what was the name of that song right there?
So that was called Up and Out, and it's one of the instrumental tracks that I worked on. I'm really proud of it. I love that song a lot, and it's a good vibe. So if you're just at home and you need to chill, have no distractions, that's a good one for you.
You can go up and out right now, but just
I guess up and in, huh?
yeah, get up and just stay in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels like almost like I'm getting some fresh air. You know what I mean? That's because I'm right by the speaker too. But that's dope. Let's go into the next one. I heard a little bit of that playing, and this was also a single that was released with a music video. By the way, the music video was amazing.
Yeah.
The costume was amazing, and obviously Earthgang killed it on this track. You want to talk a little bit about how that collaboration came about?
Yeah, so the song is called Fried for the Night. It features Earthgang, and it's just, it was the second single on the album. It has a really incredible music video, and it was a session that I never thought I could get. I think they're super dope. They're really popping off right now, and with good reason. They're just so talented, and people want to draw inspiration or draw correlations between them and like Dungeon Family and Outkast.
Right.
But they're like their own thing, They're so special and amazing. They are from Atlanta, but when I asked my manager, like, hey, can we reach out to them and maybe they want to work on a track, when he came back and told me, yeah, they're super down, I was like, what? How do they even know who I am? All this, and we get into the session, and it turns out Wow Great shared with me, he's one of the members, that he used to listen to one of my songs, Darkest Dim, in the car and smoke weed in his car listening to my song after high school, like after school.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's like worded those so weird together. I think it's a soju. But yeah, it's cool that someone's like, yeah, like that was my song to smoke weed to. And
Yeah.
that's like a special song. When you're like someone's weed smoking song, that's like a really special song.
That's very true, actually. I mean, it's cool. You've been in the game significant amount of time, and hearing people talking about how it got them through school, or like that, just like smoking weed session in the car is very throwback too, a little bit,
Yeah, totally.
So it's just like a very cool nostalgic memory that we've kind of put these soundtracks to certain songs to certain moments in the past.
Totally. Do you have your favorite like old school like weed smoking song that you still listen to and it's like nostalgic?
I mean, I think a lot of Black Star, like in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Black Star just
man.
was like great in the whip. That's like just a nice like, whip group to play. I just listened to a lot of just underground, like that era of like Lyricist Lounge to like Black Alicious to, that kind of era stuff,
Oh man, I'm gonna go home and listen to some Black Star.
Yeah.
Talib Kweli.
Yeah. So let's play the joint with Earthgang here.
Yeah.
Fried for the Night.
To myself, check this out.
That was cool.
All right, I'm trying to drink some more.
All right.
It's better with the lemon, right?
I liked it, yeah. Why don't you squeeze it since you've already got to practice social distancing still.
This is a dry lemon. Holy enough.
This one must go off in the live shows too now, like.
Cheers. Cheers. think I swallowed a seed. Good.
Soju listening party. It went from the listening party to now just two people drinking soju listening to your album.
Yeah. Hey Casey, can we read answer some more questions?
Ask your questions on IG Live, Facebook page, or whatever. We're gonna go through them. We got somebody looking through the questions.
We can read some questions off Dumb's IG Live too. What was that? What's my process like for creating music? It kind of depends. There's no like really specific process. If I just feel like making music, then that's the day, and I can start sometimes with melody, sometimes I start with a beat, and I just write it out and see if I feel really motivated. Because once you like catch a wave, you're like, okay, I can keep working on this. Sometimes you don't catch a wave, then you have to step away, and that's okay too.
What is what does an idea mean to you to put that onto music? Like, where do you get an idea from? Is it like a melody idea, or do you watch something and that's an idea that you flip,
Yeah.
or what is an idea to a producer like you?
I think it can come from like anywhere, right? Like sometimes you can watch a film, like I can go watch Parasite and be like, this soundtrack is super inspiring.
Right.
Wonder if I could like find a way to flip an idea in my head into a beat that has nothing to do with that soundtrack really at the end of the day. But still draw inspiration from it, or you know, go to an art show and be like, wow, this is such a trippy art show. Like, how do I take
Capture
that?
the visual
Yeah.
of it into audio form.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That was Fry for the Night, TOKiMONSTA featuring Earth Gang. I was at the video shoot. Already the vibes at the video shoot really kind of embodied what the song was going to be, and then the end product really captured that. And it was really cool seeing just kind of simple ideas executed really well when it comes out visually.
Yeah.
You know, like the smoke machine stuff.
Totally.
And it's just like, you see ideas like that and you're just like, that's such a simple idea,
Yeah.
you know, and just looks really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know too, when you're recording the video and they're filming, there's no CG in it. You're like, okay, everyone's just sitting and like waving around, or it's just a party and there's smoke. We don't know exactly how it will be, but you put a lot of trust in the director, and Laurent was a great director and so much vision. Doesn't do any drugs, by the way. It's a really trippy video. So there is a cameo from Dumb in there, but also like good cameos from other homies as well. So I was really grateful for that. And the day that we filmed, Earth Gang was nominated for a Grammy, so
Ooh.
we brought out some champagne.
Yeah, there was a toast by the craft services for the Grammy nomination. But yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Kind of really embodied, you know, like a music scene almost, the people who were there or whatnot. Okay, let's move on to the next joint here.
So this next song is called Phases. It features Sunny Cologne, and I'll just start off by playing it. This is one that hasn't been heard yet.
Sick.
We should finish this.
Sure.
Are you down?
Yeah, let's do it. It's hitting nicely. Not too bad right now. Just a nice little. I don't think you need the lemon. You could have the lemon.
Yeah. I think it's done.
Yeah,
It's like the emptiest lemon. It's like happening.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh shit. Yo, let's see.
People are asking for your quarantine supplies. So let's.
What am I making? Oh man. I got a bunch of frozen food, so I wish I could say I made something like really fancy, but I got like some like rice and like eggs.
You're keeping it very simple and practical.
Yeah, but healthy. I got like
Yeah.
I got this thing called an air fryer, and that thing is fire. Anyone's ever heard of it? Or I put someone up on it. But I've been like putting like green onions in it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fire, yeah.
I'm
Trying to
having
eat
a little
healthy.
bit difficult time during this crisis with my lack of cooking skills, but
Oh wait, no, I saw you cooking some stuff.
it's been forcing me to, but it's was not expecting it to just be thrust upon me now, and I'm just there like, ah! And I see people's IG stories, and they're getting really fancy during this time, you know, even during crisis, they're like giving cooking steps. I'm like, damn, you guys are crazy with it. But this is the kind of time where I'm realizing, okay, it's probably something I should really gain some more knowledge on in cooking, you know.
It's always that like the saving grace, which is just like rice, soy sauce, an egg, and like
Yeah, I do a little spam, you know,
Oh.
spam, eggs, rice, and a little seaweed paper.
ooh. So that last song was Phases by Sunny Cologne, and yeah, it was really a pleasure to work with him. He's been around for a minute too in LA. He used to kind of work under Omas Keith
Yeah.
in Sarah, and yeah, it was really cool. This track, I engineered the entire thing. I helped with the writing process, and I produced it all. So like I actually went and I recorded and mic'd everything, and I was the one sitting on the laptop like recording everything, and I felt like I did a pretty good job, and the recordings came out really good. And yeah, the song is such a vibe. This is also probably one of my favorites as well, and I know it's not a single, but it just has this kind of longing, romantic kind of vibe to it, and
Yeah.
I think that it's really fitting right now if you guys are alone, or if you're, you know, like self-quarantining with maybe one other special person. You guys can put this on and chill.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
it's interesting when people get quarantined with like their significant others, you know, because it's like if you got it, then I got it too now. Like you just kind of deal with it and you quarantine yourselves
100%.
with that person, and it's kind of romantic and gross at the same time. But
You know what? They're saying there's going to be a baby boom from this,
oh really?
from all the people
I didn't
locked
even
up at
think
home.
about that
There's
actually.
going to be a bunch of children being made. Yeah, apparently.
Well, it's not coming from me. I'll tell
Not
you
me
that.
either.
What number album is this album actually?
This is my 4th album.
Fourth album, and you know, for those who've been fans of Toki for a long time, you know, I've seen her even before the albums, before touring constantly on a regular basis in the Los Angeles music scene from the jump. You know, all the weeklies, the monthlies, and you know, it's amazing to see you have gone through all that, and a lot of the monthlies, even those faded out, and those have had a legacy, you know, and you're still here, you know. What keeps you kind of motivated every time? Because I think a lot of people always ask me too, like, where's the next shit? When's this? And it's like, life happens, you know, like things happen in life where it's not motivated by music or anything. Like, what keeps you kind of just motivated every year to keep touring and keep putting out music?
It's just compulsive, you know, like you
Yeah.
gotta just, you have to want to make music to be a musician, and if you get to a point where you don't like it anymore, then it'll reflect in the art that you make, you know, it'll
Right.
sound like this is a person who doesn't like what they're doing, and they're making music that sounds like it's not authentic, and it's a constant reminder to yourself to always like sit down and be like, hey, don't get too caught up in like the business, the socials, the numbers and stuff like that, because that stuff will make you not like being a musician anymore.
100%.
You know, you see a lot of people that get super jaded, and they're once like thriving creative musicians now being like, fuck music, I don't want to do it ever again. And I don't want to end up like that. I would walk away from being a professional musician before I decide that I just never want to do it again, you know?
Yeah, I mean, your touring schedule reflects you really. I feel like you love touring. You love playing live shows. I mean, what is your relationship with that? Because you have been touring pretty intensely, you know,
Yeah.
last couple of years. I mean, more than that. But what is your relationship with that? Is that an up and down kind of situation, or? fatigued or
You know what it is? When I'm out on tour for a long time, I really miss being at home and seeing my friends, you know, hanging out, sleeping in my bed. When I'm at home for too long, I really want to leave. So right now, I'm in this stage where, or this kind of phase where I really don't want to be at home right now because I should be on tour.
You were preparing for tour right before this, right?
And I was really excited for it because I've been at home for like 2-3 months straight, just doing a few shows, but not like going out as often. I was getting cabin fever, but now look where we are.
We're finding ways to bring the show to you in your own household, and this is going to be kind of a way of life that people are going to have to get adjusted to for a while. I was watching some TV shows with no live audience. It felt really Black Mirror-ish in a way.
Yeah.
You know, when like that dystopian like future where they make news announcements through television, usually there's like no audience and they're just speaking directly to you. It felt like very Black Mirror-ish.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I've been like, I kind of wanted to catch at least like one of those like last basketball games where they had no one in the audience, but I didn't get to see any of them yet.
That is
and now
awkward.
it's just canceled, yeah.
That it's just like the one mom, like, get him son. It's like a middle school basketball meet or something. Let's keep it pushing.
Okay.
What number are we on the album right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on the 8th song now.
We are on the 8th song here.
Sorry, they're not numbered on here, and I'm not good at counting, so.
And you want to introduce this track?
So the song is "Come and Go" featuring Vendress. They were actually They actually cameoed on the "Fight for the Night" video. They're just so dope. They're sisters, and their energy is just infectious, and they're the sweetest, kindest, most talented people. And I was glad that we were able to kind of make this almost like R&B throwback, like power ballad, you know? And there's not a lot of songs that sound like this, and it's not like we set up to make a song like this. It's just kind of the vibe that came together, and
Sick.
I love it, so. Okay, someone asked me how my cat Misha is doing. He's exactly the same. Quarantine means nothing to a cat. It's the same thing.
Your cat is hilarious. Just the way cat just sits up and just, you know, it's like it has its own personality.
Yeah, he's like a cat dog. Weird. He's probably annoyed though because I'm home more. He's just like, why are you here? This is my place, but he's stuck with me, so.
I've been wanting to get a cat recently, and that's a new feeling for me because I've always had dogs. You know?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think as a musician, it's hard to take on the responsibility of dog. Like I've had a dog before too, but cats are a little bit more independent, and so when I leave, he's always like, bye. He doesn't care.
That's
Versus like,
amazing.
you know, I feel like dogs really love and need you, and cats do too, but if I leave him with anyone, he's not like crying every day. He's a bit more independent.
It's not like
Also,
you
I feel
come
like
back and they don't run up to you or anything.
my cat kind of does. He gets like,
okay.
yeah. So for a cat, he's more like that, but it's a vibe. Cats are kind of, he's the first cat I've ever owned, so I've only had dogs, but if you can get one like that, it's pretty cool. I can see it with a cat.
I'm gonna try it out. I look like a cat. I have a real Garfield-esque thing going on.
Huh? Oh, so the cover art and all the single art was done by Fuckrender, and that's at FVCKRENDER. And yeah, his name is Fred. I've known him for a very long time, and it's been really cool to see his own career just blossom and grow, and to have him kind of come full circle back to working with me again, because originally I found him like in 2016. He had posted a short motion clip with one of my songs behind it, and I just found it randomly. It was
That's
It
cool.
was like a fan thing.
That's really cool.
And I hit him up and I was like, "You're really cool. Can I introduce you to my friend?" So I introduced him to Strange Loop, who does all my tour visuals, and Flying Lotuses, and I introduced him to my manager, and he did like a little music video for one of my songs that came out on that particular EP.
Yeah.
And yeah, since then, like, he has grown to be like one of, like he has a huge social media following and all that. And to ask him to be a part of this was really cool, and he was super grateful, and I was grateful to him. And it's always cool to work with people that are excited to work with you.
That's always a great process. I've found talent that way too, you know, just either music video directors or whatnot that kind of just did something for fun on their part, and sent it to me. And really, sometimes it just works that way. You know, you're really good and an artist really fucks with you, they hit you back and be like, yo, why don't you do a music video for me? What's your process like with after you're done with an album and you're looking for visuals of any sort, graphic design or music videos? You obviously send them your music to kind of vibe out to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then do you guys kind of sit together and just start throwing out ideas, or?
It depends on the collaboration and like what area. For album artwork, I participate a little bit more. So for this one, for this artwork, for example, I had actually put together like a mock-up that I did on just like Photoshop, because I've done my own, like I can graphic design too. I've done my own album covers in the past.
Yeah.
So I mocked something together, but I wanted him to kind of reimagine it. So this is what he kind of came up with. And the greatest part is in the background, you can't really see, but it's this place called Trona Pinnacles, and it's out kind of in Death Valley. We actually drove out there and we had a whole photo shoot where, I brought out my camera, he had his camera, and we just took a bunch of photos of the landscape. And we ended up incorporating that landscape in all the album artwork, single artworks and all that.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
We're down to our last 3 tracks. Four
Yeah.
tracks, okay. Introduce this next track here.
So this last one, this next one is called To Be Remote, and it's another instrumental cut. It is one to listen to on a rainy day. It's, really introspective and a bit, I don't know, it's hard to kind of like describe, but hopefully you guys like it.
I'm really stoked because everything I've heard so far in this particular circumstances of everyone staying home, I think this is going to be a really nice album for people to enjoy for the next couple of weeks and months or whatnot. So it's perfect timing. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's cool that I'm able to like share this. I'm fortunate that everyone's stuck inside.
Hey, we need it more than ever,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so this one is called To Be Remote.
Already got the rain in the background,
No.
whether it's raining or not.
Wasn't it like really apocalyptic? Because like last week it was rainy and it was all this news.
That gloom, you
Yeah.
know, just fucked it up.
It's made everyone extra scared, I feel like. But now it's sunny in LA, so it's feels better.
Sunny LA. Let's put the shades on.
Oh, it's happening. I wonder, hey Casey, can we read any questions off of Dumb's IG live?
If there's any questions, ask right now. We're gonna look at the questions right now for TOKiMONSTA here.
What are dumbfounded fans called?
I don't know what they're called. They're not called anything. Fandom? How about that?
Oh.
That's a very simple.
The quick one.
How did you come up with the name TOKiMONSTA?
Toki means rabbit in Korean, and monsta was a way I decided to write monster. So essentially, I'm a rabbit monster. It was a screen name I came up with when I was like 16. Can't change that now.
I will say that is very early on. You might want to put yours back on live. I think it went off real quick.
You can probably.
Yeah, I think it does a reset thing. I think mine's probably gonna do that soon too. But yeah, I can definitely assure that she's had that name forever. I mean, a lot of us have, and it's like you get a name that long and you've run through that long, you know, that's you.
That is you.
You've been TOKiMONSTA like just as long as you've been Jen, right?
Yeah. I was born with my name alternative.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like I'm inspired by all the things I listened to growing up. So artists like Missy Elliott or Bjork or Timberland. A big Wu-Tang fan. Like all that like LA stuff too. Dilla. I don't know. It comes from everywhere. It's Sergio Mendes. It's Aphex Twin. I'm just a product of all those weird things I grew up listening to, and here I am.
You're definitely a big hip hop head from the jump, though. You know, I feel like a lot of electronic musicians, like producers and DJs, who go off to do very multi-genre stuff. A lot of them come from like a hip hop background too.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in LA.
Yeah.
You know, it might be different now, or it's like genre
true.
bending too. Like so many people can do like rap stuff, pop stuff,
Right.
and electronic stuff.
Like the festivals now are
Yeah.
just, it's different. There was like, back then there was like festivals particularly for rock, country, rap.
Yeah.
Now, it's different. The landscape is different.
100%.
So.
Yeah, and it was like, and back then too, people were like, I only listen to rock, rap, or pop. Like, no one was like, oh, I love listening to punk and going to trap shows, you know?
Right.
And now kids listen to everything, and I love that because that's how I am too. It's like,
Yep.
why is it because you listen to Future, you can't go and listen to Arcade Fire or something like that, you know? My routine before stage? For me, I try to stay as like chill as possible. So I try to just make it as casual. I don't try not to get too nervous and make it a big deal. Because like if I start putting too much pressure on myself, and it's like a sinking ship. I get so bad. I'm always like, this is cool, this is normal, whatever, 15,000 people, it's another thing. But if I start thinking about it too much, then I get nervous and start making mistakes.
Yeah, because in the end, it's still a party, you know what I mean? And you gotta keep that energy and the excitement of that you're facilitating this party, right? So you don't want to be the least energetic. You have to be almost more energetic than everybody else.
100%, So maybe I'll have like a drink, zen a little bit, and then go out there and try to share as much of that energy as possible.
Right.
What was that? I started getting into producing music. Okay, so the question is, when did I start getting into producing and what sparked it? I think the first thing, I downloaded Reason once when I was in high school, but I couldn't figure it out. I was like, this is too hard.
Reason was intimidating.
Yeah, I was like, I don't understand this. Why is there a front and a back? I don't get this. So I quickly uninstalled it because there was not enough space on my computer for it, at that time. And then I reapproached it in college. I downloaded Fruity Loops, and I decided that I would really stick with it. So I started watching all these tutorials and sticking with it. Because again, the initial learning curve for learning a new DAW, workstation, like Ableton or whatever, it's hard. You're just like, nothing makes sense. I've never seen anything like this before. But if you watch tutorials and stuff, you learn a lot, and I stuck with it. And the spark that made me want to become a producer to begin with is because I just really love music. I wanted to contribute. I was inspired by so many people. I had all these ideas, how do I write mine down? And the easiest way is to download a program, so.
If you think about some of the new technologies or resources that start coming out every month or every year, and you discover it, do you feel like, oh wow, this is really easy to use, or amazing that we have this at the fingertips, looking back at some of the things you had back then,
Yeah, I mean, it's so much easier to become a producer now. I almost feel like at some point no one's gonna want to listen to anyone else but their own, you can just make music for yourself at the end of the day. But yeah, the landscape is always changing, but that's what keeps it exciting, because half of being a producer is making the beats, but the other side is being the engineer and learning these new plugins and being like, oh, this is a new Fire plugin, it's super cool. I got super distracted by
yeah, a warning sign. It's oh, virus detected.
Oh.
All right.
Lewis, someone's texting you.
Do you want to, let's play the next song.
Okay.
What do we have here? We're nearing towards the end here.
Yeah, so this is the third to last song. It's called House of Tal, and Tal means moon in Korean. My mom's name is Moon, but her name is literally Moon.
Tal.
Yeah.
House of Tal. Yep.
But her name is M-O-N, Korean, just moon.
Right.
So I didn't want to say House of Moon because I thought that would be cliche, so I kind of flipped it. And there's some, Korean instruments in this one. There was some in the last one as well, so this is another instrumental. This is where it gets a bit more like 4/4 and a bit more electronic, kind of delving a bit more in that zone.
Oh yeah, let's take one more.
Yeah.
We got to get to this bottle at
Yeah.
least. We can't look weak as fellow Koreans.
I think on a good day, how much can you
Pour a
drink?
shot here. How much can I drink?
Or like, what's the max?
I
bottle?
mean, I could usually
could
run
just-
through these bottles, but I
There's a
don't.
stack of like 15 of them.
I haven't been drinking soju regularly in a while. I've just been kind
Yeah.
of drinking cocktail, like mixed drinks and stuff.
Yeah, I've been drinking like tequila.
Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Ooh. Almost done.
Yeah. Album comes out on midnight.
Yes, I think so. Maybe 9 p.m. Yeah, 9 p.m. Pacific. Ooh, yes.
Nice. Yeah. At 9 p.m., the album belongs to everybody, and you'll be able to loop that. And please do. I feel like we have an opportunity where you can really soak in music even more right now, at a time where there's less distractions and you can just really be in there and really enjoy it, just kind of relax and not worry about going out or whatever, just kind of just soak it in, so.
Someone tweeted like a really nice thing at me saying that, their cure for the coronavirus is just headphones, just staying inside and just listening to music.
Sanitized headphones.
I mean, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but
A hazmat suit and then headphones.
no, I feel like I've been home, just probably the most, just consistently in the last week, and music is just like, it's just for fun, just throughout the day listening to music, reading a book or just chilling and.
Yeah, I feel like I've been discovering, like re-listening to old things. Like I was watching the Nirvana Unplugged.
Sick.
It was like watching the concert
Yeah,
and feeling super inspired by that. And that was 1993.
yeah.
And like I was like, I put on like Bitches Brew by Miles Davis and just been like, I haven't listened to stuff like this in so
Yeah,
long.
jazz has been hitting nicely during
Yeah.
these days for sure.
The quarantine music.
That's that quarantine shit.
Any more questions? Huh? I can't hear you when you're. Sorry, I'm right by the speakers.
Oh, I got it. The question was, how do you know when an album is done?
Oh man, it's so hard.
It is hard,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I've been known to add a track like 2 days before I had to go into mastering, you just kind of have to like wrap it up and like do one of these and just
Right.
accept that it's going to be what it is. But it's so hard. And like, especially if it comes down to like having to cut down tracks, you're like, I don't know which ones to cut out.
Right. It's almost like you can finish an album way before and you're constantly just making stuff and then being like, okay, now it's time to narrow it down, and that part is really hard. People think, if you have that many tracks, it should just be easy, but it gets harder, right?
Yeah, way harder. Because it goes back down to like which of your kids are you gonna say is the ugly one? Which one's the one you're gonna say is like the one that you don't like? Like which of your kids is not adequate enough?
I'm telling my kid which one's the ugly one. No, I don't want to do that. But I mean, let me ask you this. So when you narrow down songs and those that don't make it on the album, do you usually end up try to use them for different things, or do you kind of scrap them or never to
No,
be heard?
100%. I mean, I have this thought about the music industry, and that thought is that it's really wasteful of music.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, oh, the song's not a hit, goodbye. You know, and not realizing that song it just needs to be worked on a little bit more, and
Right.
it could be one of the biggest songs or the most amazing songs or most meaningful songs. And when I have, let's say I have 25 songs and I need to narrow it down to, or I want to narrow it down to 11. Those other songs, I thought they were just as good as the 11 I ended up picking, but I don't want to just toss them. So I'll put them on follow-up EPs because maybe the theme didn't run with the album, but they're still good songs. So maybe I'll save it for later, or you can, as a producer, then give it to someone else to put on their album.
Yeah. Let the ugly babies grow into their looks a little bit. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, 'cause
that's all it takes.
They could be the most beautiful ones at the end, right? And yeah, so like, I'm like getting hot and sweaty. All my clothes are sticking to me now.
That's all. And those are N95 pants. They protect you from coronavirus. So just know the regulation. Okay.
They don't. Yes, they do. They do. But yeah, it's just I like want to do something with all the music that I have, even like old stuff. But if I have songs where I don't really think they're ever gonna get better than where they're at, then they might get tossed. But you can always like take spare parts. Like you know, the song's not good, but the drums are fire. Let me just reuse those. Or like the melody was really good for this, and let me reuse those. Or collaborate with someone else, and perhaps they know how to flip it. Right.
I feel like putting together albums has become a very special and unique kind of experience now, living in the age of singles, you know. And I noticed you still love making albums.
Yeah, 100%.
That's great. Okay, well, we're down to our last two joints here. For anybody joining us, what we're doing here is this is the official album release party for the Oasis Nocturno album, the fourth release from you.
Yeah, fourth album, but
Fourth
I've
album.
probably had over 10 releases.
Yeah, okay, fourth official album from TOKiMONSTA, and we decided to take this album listening party online. There was an actual physical album listening party planned, but everything else is canceled except for the Olympics. I don't know why the Olympics isn't canceled, but
SATs are canceled. Did you hear about that?
The what?
SATs.
SATs are canceled. Wow. What happened? Back in the day, we used to just do walkouts for causes we didn't care about. But now kids don't have school for the rest of the year. But I feel like kids want to be in school. You know?
I think they'd rather be at school than be at home with their parents.
The online classes doesn't necessarily mean it's more lit. I can't imagine that being that tight or
No,
fun.
because you don't get to see your friends either. You're like stuck at home and you can't even hang out with your homies or anything.
Yeah, and I was one of those rare kids that loved school food. So.
Oh.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you're a weirdo.
Tater tots, though, you can't find them anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, so we're down to our last two songs. What is this next song here?
So it's called Higher Hopes, and it features Roseheart. He's an amazing artist. This is actually a flip of a song that was on a compilation I put out for my label. So he has a song called High Hopes, and initially I wanted to remix High Hopes to help promote the compilation I put out.
Yeah.
But I decided I liked it so much that I wanted to put it out on my album. So it uses his vocals, but none of the instrumental, and it's been kind of like repurposed in that way.
So you changed from High Hopes to Higher Hopes. You're like, yo, let's take it up a notch.
You see?
Let's go.
Clever, but maybe not clever. I don't know. Okay.
All right. Oh, we're down to perfect timing for the.
So good.
All right. Let me get you to the air.
Thanks. Oh, I fucked it up. I'm sorry, you guys.
We're gonna run it back. Run it back.
Did I do a thing? Is it gonna come back? I broke it.
We're gonna run it back. We need technical assistance here.
Just go back to the sound settings, okay?
Okay.
That's all right. We'll figure it out right now. We're gonna figure out the song. Technical difficulties.
Fast Track Pro?
Yeah.
Got it. Professional. Okay, let's try this. There's still no sound, but it's.
And it's playing.
Is it because the cord got a little unplugged? We're figuring out some technical difficulties. It's all good.
Just so you guys know it's real. It actually isn't playing.
The world is glitching right now altogether, so.
I've selected it from here. Hashtag Pro.
And that's out. And then, yeah. And let's do it one more time.
No. Yeah, it's on there.
There we go. Okay. We're running it back. This is Higher Hopes. All right, let me get you here. Right.
It's about to knock it out again.
Cheers.
I feel like it'd be really dope if you had a cat.
I've been really thinking about it. Like I just
You know
wanna,
what, like a color of a cat?
like what kind of color?
Yeah, would you be like specific? You want an orange cat?
I don't know. I like your cat a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking cat. Like, I want like that kind of grayish, like
Yeah.
charcoalish kind of color. Because Nora has the same kind of cat.
Oh,
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You and Nora got like a very similar type of cat.
Yeah. Vibe too?
Yes, similar vibe. Hers name, cat's name is Gus.
Gus is a really good cat
Yeah.
name.
Favorite place to travel? Why don't you go ahead?
Wait, I might.
Favorite place to travel?
I love going to Asia. You know, like it's always fun going to Korea because you have like your fam over there, and it's like I feel like when I go to Korea now, it's not like going on vacation. It's like going to your second home.
Right, right.
You have all your homies there. You know where everything is. You know how to get around, and it's cool to have that. But going to Europe is really great too. Traveling around the U.S. I don't know. It's kind of cool going anywhere.
What's a place that you feel like the energy you receive is very special? Like, is there a particular place, like when you perform?
LA is the best.
LA, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like
That's a good feeling. It always feels like a homecoming,
Yeah.
and it's like the peak.
exactly. I think it helps to like not oversaturate. So I don't play in LA as often as I think I could,
Yeah.
but I want to keep it special. So I'm out and about all the time, but I want to like do something really, really incredible for my city. So when I
Yeah.
do shows here,
I would say I think LA, I get that love too.
yeah, you're like a legend.
No, LA feels great because you have these little like sections, the area codes.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a time limit on my phone, so I don't spend too much time on Instagram.
Oh, that's great. You've exceeded your time limit.
Yeah, can I grab my phone? I have to put in my password.
She has exceeded the time limit of usage. That's good. Everyone should actually have those. You know what I mean?
There was a question that you're collaborating with Strangeloop for your visuals, and what kind of inspiration, or what are they going to be looking? What are they going to look like?
Hi, everyone. Here we go.
Yeah, a collaborator you've worked with a lot, Strangeloop, right? For a lot of your live shows
Yes.
and stuff. What can they expect in this new kind of next chapter in your collaboration? Oh, there's a X that out after you.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, you want to do that? That was like,
Falling apart.
that really feels like you just invaded somebody's phone. Like, shit really was an alarm.
Okay. Be careful of the button on the side.
Yeah, I guess the one thing is without every album, there's the element of live. Not every artist has this,
Yeah.
but the aspect of the live visuals.
Yeah, I mean, with this new show, I was planning to do something really unique and special. I wanted to create, I mean, it was the biggest, kind of most elaborate live show I think I have ever had. And a lot is going into it, you know, it's just getting kind of postponed for the moment. But Strangeloop has a big part in all of my shows because, you know, when you watch someone, especially if they're an electronic musician, like I don't really sing, and I can be up on stage and play guitar, or play piano, or V-drums, but it's not always quite the same as, for example, watching a rapper. Like you're super captivating when you perform, and for me, it's.
No, I need visuals too. But.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps, right? But
yeah, I mean, it's just kind of really giving more to the audience if you're capable of doing
yeah, something
that.
super special. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna force you to buy a ticket and get out of your house. Like I want it to be worth it for you, and
Right.
I want you to feel like you're super blown away. Like, damn, that was incredible.
Right.
And for me, it's just like how many senses can we reach? And I wanted it to be this like visual experience with these like really cool, this just really cool content. And I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I
Yeah.
wanted to be more like a story. I feel like when you watch an electronic musician, you're just watching a DJ jump up and down with like trippy visuals in the back. Like I didn't want it to be just that. I wanted to be a little bit more theatrical. Like you can also have that, like it's still gonna be like a dope show whether or not you're following what's going on. But I wanted to have something that kind of took someone on a trip, you know, whether you're tripping or not, to kind of take someone on that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think even for somebody like Stranger Loop, like he understands that after he's done so many visuals for live shows, I feel it's like touring a theatrical release of a film, right?
Yeah.
Like you have an audience that spans beyond a movie theater, thousands of people, and you're going city to city premiering your film. That comes with a soundtrack live,
100%.
which is amazing. That's an amazing thing where it kind of takes it away from just putting out an indie film or something.
And in that one moment you're at the show, you're taken away from all your problems, you're taken away from just whatever you're dealing with in your life, and you get to spend that one moment with all these people enjoying the same thing you're enjoying, with this artist that you love, with all the music, and people need that. And right now, I think that's the one sad thing about not having shows is no one has that release. Like we're just stuck at home, and where do we turn to? So it's
Right.
cool that people are doing like all the live concerts.
It's definitely kind of a time where people are just gonna stack material, marinate, and gain some clarity to work on stuff. And then when we come out of this, I feel like there's gonna be this just tons of stuff coming out.
I know, it's gonna be a lot all at once.
It is. So get
Overwhelming.
ready. Artists, I know you feel like there's a lot of time for you to just kind of focus and everything, which is great. I think that is the one great thing, because every day as an artist, you wake up and you hear about a new release. There's blog posts, and you start getting in this competitive mode and deadlines. But right now, like, you have time to just focus on your craft and work on your stuff, which is great. But just know it's coming. This flood is coming.
I know.
You got to build that Noah's Ark. That flood is coming, baby. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're down to the last song over here.
So this one is called For My Eternal, O Dream My Treasure. And I know it's like a really long
That's a
title.
haiku right there.
I know. There's a long story behind it, but I can't share it. I'll share it with you in private, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But this song is kind of like the palate cleanser at the end. It's just meant to kind of recenter yourself. And it can be whatever you want it to be. It can just be a chill track. It can be a track that you meditate to. It has no drums in it.
Right.
And this is coming to the very end of the night. It's like 4:30, 5 in the morning, and you're just by yourself, and you just feel that sense of peace. And I get that when I'm alone late at night, and I just wanted to present that kind of,
That feeling.
yeah, in a song. So this is the way to wrap up the entire album. Also with this last track, it's meant to go and segue back into the first track again. I always want the album to be able to be listened to in a cycle.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this before you play this last track. Just, you brought up a good point of how we're kind of navigating time right now, in this time in particular.
Yes.
Because it's not like people wake up necessarily and they have, like, not everybody, I mean, some people still have work and stuff, but the sense of time has kind of changed a little bit, right?
So weird, yeah.
Has that been a little weird for you, like how you navigating that, or how do you think people are just kind of navigating that?
I guess it must be really unusual for people. For me, I can never tell. I don't even know, like, I think, wait, is today Friday? No, today is a Thursday. I don't even know what day of the week it is half the time, you know? So I've already lost a sense of time and space, like, ages ago. My weekends are like weekdays. My weekdays are like weekends to me. Or,
Right.
you know, I'm awake till 4:30 in the morning and waking up at 1, but other people's schedules are so different.
So have you had less of a routine? You're just kind of going with the flow each day, or what's that look like?
I kind of want to make the most use of this time because I'm gone so much. This is a time for me to really like sit down and work on new music, you know, perfect my live show. This is the time that we're being forced to take, you know, like people never take time to themselves, and like this world is like, you guys all got to take a moment. We're going to force you to take a moment, you know? So, you know, if you don't take the time, it's going to be forced upon you. And that's what's happening right now. So,
Yeah, so don't be one of them fuckheads. It's like, fuck y'all, I'm going out and still raging. Like, motherfucker, you were doing that already. Just chill. All right, cool.
Take a moment.
Let's get this last joint, Oasis Nocturno, coming out tonight. This is the last song. Let's ease it out. Let's go. No drums, dude. It's tight.
That's the album. Yay.
Dropping tonight at 9 p.m. You said, Lewis? 9 p.m. Oasis Nocturno. We went through, how many tracks was that in total?
11.
11 tracks. Toki, I'm always...
12?
12.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. 12 tracks.
12 tracks, my bad.
Yeah, that's funny. She didn't even know. That's hilarious.
Sorry.
But
I'm not good at maths.
over the years, I mean, I've been around for all the releases you've put out and all the stuff you put into your live shows, your music videos, and the stuff you bring to the fans just consistently. Always respect, salute. Thank you for having me on your project as well. For those who tuned in very late, that was a little surprise. I'm also featured on this project. Please play the album. I think it's perfect for this. It's a great soundtrack for this time we have alone to find clarity. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for everyone who tuned in. And I've never done anything like this before. And super grateful for you, Dumb, for being a part of this and always like being there. We've seen each other through a lot. And it's always been cool to see like it's always cool to see like all the homies thriving, because we've been around, you know.
We've been around.
Hoodlums in these streets. You know?
And it's very interesting time to release something right now. I feel like in our lifetime we haven't experienced anything like this before.
Never. How insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want to thank you too for kind of bringing me into this zone and kind of away from everything else that's going on right now too. I feel like everyone needs something to kind of keep busy.
100%, yeah.
And this is a first episode of a weekly series called The Lost Resort. Every Friday, I believe there's a stream. Every Thursday, The Lost Resort, interviewing different guests, different hosts, right? Is that what's going on? Yeah, different hosts and a different musician. I had the inaugural honor to talk to TOKiMONSTA here for her release. And I want to thank the partners once again, Beatport, Billboard, FLAUNT, and Dancing Astronaut for hosting these streams here. Thank you for everybody here tuned in. Is there any last words you want to say to your fans or about this album?
You know, thank you guys so much for tuning in, everyone across all platforms. And I'm really grateful to be able to share this project with you guys. I'm super glad that you guys are willing to listen to it. And yeah, you know, in these times, it's a wonderful thing to have music to turn to. And I hope that this music will give you guys some peace and solace and peace of mind in knowing that, you know, things will be okay, and at least we have music to help tide us over.
Yeah, and she will eventually come to a city near you. You know what I mean? Until then.
I promise.
Yeah, I promise. Unless shit really hits the fan, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
It's just like pterodactyls in April. Like,
yeah. Everything's gonna be okay, right? But thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Dumbfoundead. This is TOKiMONSTA signing out. Peace. Hey.
bye, you guys.